Oh my god, dude.
Yes!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yes!
What did you really just do?
Yeah!
You're nuts.
How'd I win?
You're
How'd I
nuts.
win?
Let's go!
No, brother.
Let's go! I'm running around the house! I'm running around the house! I'm too good! Keep it!
Good calls, good bravery.
Whoa!
I'm so mad.
Back up. Play safe.
Oh no, Rudy!
Am I muted? Okay.
Oh no, Rudy!
I'm sending lol GG. And I'm blocking him.
Rudy, the gas station!
Look at this thing on us! This thing on us right here!
All right, welcome to episode 4 of the Quackdown. I'm Tyler.
Easy. Is Rudy?
I'm Fernando.
And let's get right into it. Anybody got anything mean to say?
Homework and just like bigger homework assignments as well still give me every once in a while anxiety to this day.
I still wake up in the middle of the night going like, oh, I should have turned something in. And then I'm
Dude,
like, oh, wait, no, I'm a teacher.
100%.
I'm good.
100%.
I'm
I
good.
have woken up and I go, oh my God, did I turn that in? And I go, I haven't been in school in forever. I was like, what am I doing? But that's also because I was a very large procrastinator.
And I still am.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, I'm a procrastinator still because I didn't like fix it early on. Like I didn't hone in on like, this is a weakness of mine, so I should focus on this. And now I procrastinate on everything, everywhere, all at once. And like for me, I hate the homework assignments that are like done online. You have to turn them in by midnight.
They're the worst.
That I think is what caused my anxiety.
100%.
Because
Online
yeah,
assignments?
yeah, which happened mostly in college.
Well, that you have to turn in at like midnight.
Yeah, you had until like 11:59 p.m.
Yeah.
or else it was done and
Yeah.
you got a
Time
zero.
crunch.
Yeah, which
were
like
awful.
for procrastinators,
Awful.
It's
the worst
thing.
Awful.
I would start my like 5-page paper at like 10.
100%.
And I'd be like jacked up on caffeine, like just going like, all right, I need to finish this, or like studying for a test the night before kind of thing that we've known about for weeks. I'm a horrible procrastinator.
Some
That-
like feed off of the thrill of that though. That limited time.
That
it doesn't work for
that's-
everyone.
Exactly.
In fact, it works for minimal amount of those kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me though.
See?
Is like when it came to like writing papers and stuff, I would literally wait. I would always hear like other people talking about it, like, "Oh yeah, I'm already halfway done. Like I'm just doing bits and pieces every day." And I go, "How do you do that?" I go, "I can't do that for some reason." I would always start them the night before and just be cranking them out. And luckily, literally,
Cranking what out?
luckily, the paper.
Okay.
Luckily, it just happened to work out for me that I would get decent grades still, but that still gave me anxiety going like, now I need to do this.
Right.
And that was awful. So like, it's definitely better to get ahead on that type of stuff. I genuinely felt bad for people that were struggling because I go, do you just not do the work? Like if you just do the work, like you don't have to do much else.
He gave me that conversation one time in high school. I remember that.
Oh,
Do you
really?
remember that? I don't remember if it was math or if maybe it was science, because those were the two subjects like I absolutely struggled with. But it was one of those I was like doing like piss poor in, and you were just like, "Do you like? Are you applying yourself?" He's like, "Do you do the homework?" I'm like, "To be honest, no." He's like, "You gave me this look like, well, what are you doing?"
Yeah, it's like
And
kids
that
like
and that hit me different because I think at that time too, because of that stigma, like when you're being told to do something from like an adult figure or a teacher or whatever, like you kind of shrug it off.
Especially if you're in like a rebellious phase.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But when you take it from like a close friend or someone you actually admire, or
Like, hey,
whatever,
buddy, you're a fuck up.
yeah, like
Which
it's- you take it differently. You're just
Yeah.
like, man, if this person who I care about or look up to or whatever is thinking that about me, like, fuck, maybe I should change something.
Yeah. If I got all Fs in middle school, my parents wouldn't have let me do anything ever.
Same.
I would have gotten like my consoles taken away, phone taken away. I wouldn't be allowed to hang out with friends. There'd be like set like bedtimes. Like I couldn't watch TV.
Prison.
Trying to murder us. That's that's the same one
Well,
too.
Yo, I'm
Yeah,
scared now.
we'll fix that. The sky is falling.
Oh.
What? What's the when he holds up
When
the
he's reading
cue
the
cards
signs.
and they're all just nonsense? That's an underrated movie. We should watch that on here. Chicken Little.
That's a good point.
Oh my god, I don't think I've seen that in years.
That's such a good movie. I didn't know Zach Braff was Chicken Little.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
And no, never mind. That was a different movie. Never mind. I was gonna bring up a fact. I was no finish yours actually. Unless I just interrupted your thought.
You're good. Go.
Did you guys ever have a teacher in any grade give you like some sort of advice, but it didn't hit until later? Like later in your school career, later in life? Or maybe you just shrugged it off or you're just like, like whatever, and then like years later you're like, oh, that's what they meant.
It's not advice really, but I might have talked about this before. The professor I had in college for like weather and the atmosphere, tropical island ecology, oceanography, that kind of stuff. One of the coolest people I've ever met in my life. Like just an insanely cool person, intelligent, all this stuff. But she also like, presentations and stuff like that. Normally that's like language arts, that's like social studies, whatever. She would make us do a presentation that we would, people would be in different months. So like at the beginning of the semester, you choose what month you want. And then like, that's when you have to give your presentation. And I honestly was terrified, but without that class and those 3 classes, those presentations helped me become a teacher. Like I could not have just walked up in front of any class and started teaching if it wasn't for those. And I did horrible on those presentations. I did real bad. I think the best I did was when I wore like a bright blue suit head to toe with flamingos all over it.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yeah. And that was a good time. But I did horrible on them. But it's like I still put the effort in to at least get the public speaking side down. So again, going back to that, like you're putting in the effort, you're at least getting the majority of what they want you to get out of this. Like she's even told me like those were to get you just okay with talking in front of people. Like everybody needs that. Period. Like you could be the most social butterfly in the world, but if you get up in front of 20 people, you could stutter.
That are just staring at you.
That are just staring at you. If I went back in time and told 13-year-old Tyler that I was going to be a math teacher, he would have laughed me out of the room with his stupid ass Bieber cut and frickin' Elmo hat.
Yep. You remember that?
Yeah.
I asked my parents, I was like, why didn't you guys just like cut my hair and not let me wear hats? And they were like, what do you mean, why didn't we let you? I'm like, you're my parents. Tell me to cut my hair, please. I was too stupid to realize it was a bad haircut.
Another thing that did kind of help me with school, and obviously this can't really apply to everybody because not everybody can take this, but band. Band helped me a lot
Yeah.
by just like allowing my mind to like look at things in more of a whole by like learning music and like knowing that like this has to eventually lead to here and stuff like that. I don't know if that exactly made sense, but like band helped a lot, especially our teacher did.
So that's
come
the
on
person
now.
that made me ask this question, because
He's one of the best teachers frickin' ever.
he was phenomenal. He is phenomenal.
Yes.
Um,
So glad he won Teacher of the Year that 1 year he did. I forget
Yep.
which year it was. Most deserving person to win Teacher of the Year.
So I remember.
You know who you are.
Yes, he does. I remember there was I don't remember if it was for just regular band class or if it was jazz band for like the one semester that I
Were
did.
you in jazz
Like
band when I
what-
was in jazz band?
I don't know. Were we?
I don't remember because I know I did jazz band one semester, 1 year too.
Yeah.
And that was
It was so much fun.
I didn't. Oh, can I confess something, low key?
Yeah.
Is that the way he taught or was teaching how to play the trumpet. Well, I played the trumpet, obviously. I I could never actually do the true way he taught us to play the trumpet, because like you were supposed to be able to take out your mouthpiece and like do the buzzing
Right.
in just the mouthpiece.
It's
I
not
was
like a
never
duck.
able to do that. I always had to like start playing and then it would just like happen, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I was never able to do the buzzing with just your mouth that you were supposed to be able to do in like practice. I never did that.
So you couldn't like run from the start. You had to like kind of just start slow and then
Yeah.
and start playing, and then it would
Yes.
just kind of happen.
Yes, that's why. Like, I loved band, but when I got the most anxiety was the chair placement tests. When you had to play in
Yep.
front of him by yourself,
Yeah.
I dreaded those because I can't like hide it.
Right.
So like I just had to. That's also the only time. I'm sorry, but that's the only time I would like practice for band was when I knew we had one of those coming up. I was like, oh my God, I gotta nail this first try. Cause like in middle school, I was always third chair behind, well, you know who. And I always wanted that because I was friends with the guy both the people next to
yeah.
me. So I didn't really want to switch up and go down because I was gonna go up. I know that. So that's the only time I ever tried in band. And I wanted to try for my teacher because like I loved my teacher. He was great. So I go, I don't want to like fail him, but I need to hide what I'm doing. And so, yeah. And do you remember the times he would be like, okay, I'm hearing something weird in this section. Can you guys play this
Yeah.
section one
Oh,
at
yeah.
a time in
Oh,
front
yeah.
of the class? I
That
was always
was
be
the-
like, no.
Yeah, that was the biggest like shit, I can't hide anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
That's also, sorry to cut you off, but that's one of my worst voice cracks was after one of the placement tests. Do you remember this?
this is sounding
remember
real
this?
familiar.
Dude, the guy that was in second chair, either second or first chair, wasn't there for the placement test because he was sick. So just because he wasn't there and he had to give out the like placements, I moved up. I obviously knew I was going to be moved back, but I moved up a chair this one time and I yelled, yes! But my voice cracked in the
That's
middle
right.
of it. And I
Oh,
went,
shit.
no! And everybody started laughing. I was like, dang it! I left class because he was doing it right when we were leaving.
Yeah.
I left class so fast. I was like, I can't believe that just happened. That was so
I
funny.
totally forgot about that.
Do you remember our races that me and second chair used to do? Our races down the hallway?
Yeah, you guys would always come into class just
I
panting.
I have two stories about that real quick. One I feel really bad about. One was hilarious. So me and the second chair trumpet guy would race down the hallway because band and orchestra was down that long hallway by the gym, and so we
Well,
would.
Jim was way. Are you talking
No,
about
in middle school.
Middle school. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
We would race down that long hallway, and surprisingly, usually I would win. But this one time, he got a huge start ahead of me, and I went, oh, snap. So I ran through the door of the stage,
Yep.
and I ran through the stage, and I just waited for him in the band room. And he's like, I could see him outside. He's like, where did he go? And he came into class. He goes, what? And I was like, you can't beat me, bro. And this other time, I feel really bad about, and I still think about, and I did apologize because it just shouldn't have happened this way. He was beating me, and I just wanted to give him a little push so he would run past the room, and I would run in. But I pushed him a little too hard, and he fucking fell. And I was so
Naturally.
I just wanted to give him a little shove so he would like have to keep going and wouldn't be able to slow down. But I just pushed him too hard and he fucking fell. And I felt so fucking bad, dude. I felt so bad that I did that.
You know, in those movies when like whoever's like really fast starts using their like speed powers and everything else slows down.
Yeah.
I just picture you behind him going like this, and you just go skadoosh, and he just goes flying.
Dude, we would be booking it down that hallway.
Yeah. You guys would both be panting.
No,
That was hilarious. It was a good way to get your lungs going right before band.
See, I have a funny and sweet story about my grandpa who died like 2 years ago, and it's related to orchestra because I think you guys know I sucked at orchestra. I was
I didn't know
real bad
Really?
at cello and viola.
Really?
And I did it because I knew I got to go on like a bunch of field trips, so that was dope. And it was like a class that I didn't have to do another class in place of.
Right.
All this stuff.
Whatever it was, yeah.
So I never owned or rented a cello after middle school. So I never practiced ever, not once.
Oh, that didn't occur to me. You guys only kept that instruments in class?
No. Everybody else owned an at-home instrument.
Oh.
I did not.
Oh,
So I
you
never.
couldn't take them home?
No.
Oh, really?
No, those were the school instruments, and those were the ones we'd use for like concerts and stuff like that. Unless we really, really wanted to bring our at-home one,
Yeah.
which only the people that were like genuinely going to go off to be musicians, they would bring it. But I didn't because I didn't have one.
Oh, wow.
But I think both of my middle school orchestra teachers hated me because they knew that I was just in class to like. I liked the music, couldn't play it. At all. I can't read sheet music to save my life either. And
Even then?
I don't know.
even
if I
then,
could.
yeah.
No.
Like
Ooh,
I
now would be tough.
Yeah.
Now
Now would be
I haven't
tough.
done it in so
I could do
long.
like a little bit, but as soon as they started throwing in like nah,
Oh, yeah.
get out of 10. So back to my grandpa, he was a huge like orchestral music lover. Like, move to tears level, whatever. So he came to one of my concerts. This is in high school, and comes up to me after the show with tears in his eyes, and he was like, "Tyler, you did amazing. That was beautiful." And in the back of my head, I'm like, I airbowed the whole time. Not a single note
man.
came out of my
God.
cello. Not a single note came out of my cello.
You're low-key lucky that you could do that because, like, the first two chairs
Killed it.
always had to do... Well, killed it, absolutely.
carried.
But they had their own... Like, the way we had it was, like, they had one part, and we played, like,
The backup.
the same part, but just, like, a step down in a different tone,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
We weren't the leads.
So, like...
See, they just normally, the cellos and like first chairs in orchestra usually just had like the solo.
Oh, right.
We all played the same thing until it got a little complicated, and then they play the beautiful portion.
Dude, in middle school, we had... I forgot what song it was for, but we had solos. Do you remember that?
Was it Contrasto Grosso?
When we had to... That sounds so familiar, so
I love
probably
that
yes.
song.
We had to walk up to the front. Do you remember that? In the concert.
I kind of remember that.
We either had to
literally,
walk
like,
up to the
left our
front or we
chair.
stood up or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
To like let people know that you were the one playing the
I think we
solo.
stood up.
And I don't remember. I think I was like the first solo person. And again, that was one of the only other times I practiced because I wanted to do well. And I just got up there and I just did whatever. And afterwards, our band
Yeah,
teacher was like, "You did pretty good." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Well, decent." I was like, "Thank you." I was like, "That's awesome." And so my grandpa was in a mariachi band. And
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
yeah. And he gave me my trumpet.
Yeah. It looks sick.
No, that was
oh, not the...
the gold one was his.
Oh, okay. I thought
yeah,
it was,
and he also gave me a saxophone. And I wish I could play the saxophone because I love how the saxophone sounds and all the stuff you could do, but like I just couldn't read instruments. But he gave me that one. So that's the one like I used every day and stuff, and I think I used it for at least one of our concerts or something. And then my dad took me to I think it was the Westminster Mall that closed like not
Oh,
too
yeah.
long ago.
Yeah.
They had a music shop, and that's where I got my green trumpet from.
Really?
Yes. And the mouthpiece was slightly more shallow, so I would just use my other mouthpiece from the other trumpet, and I just used my green one. And why I did that to stand out in the thing, I'll never know because I was never that good. But like,
You just
But you look
wanted
cool.
to. You
Yeah,
just wanted to
exactly.
stand out.
You look so cool.
They can talk about the like awesome performances from the first chair, but what they're really going to be talking about is the guy with the green trumpet.
Exactly.
dude, I
You're-
still
you're-
have it.
Yeah, I hope you do.
It is so cool.
Yeah.
It really is.
Like the first chair's playing like Through the Fire and the Flames on trumpet, and you're just sitting there like
hot cross buns on this sick ass trumpet.
The only
he's sitting there in like child's pose, just
So that
hang on, really quick.
yeah.
We have to go catch a movie. It's getting close to that time, so hold your thought till we get back. Write it down in your notes. We are gonna go see Dune 2. We all kind of collectively chose this one mostly because like it's more than likely gonna leave IMAX soon. Rudy hadn't seen it in IMAX yet, so yeah, we're gonna go do that. Sorry for the little rush out, and then we'll be back to talk about that. Obviously, Dune 2 is not streaming anywhere, so you got to go to the theaters. But yeah, so sorry to cut it short, but we got to make it.
let's do it.
All right,
Got
Let's
it.
go watch a movie.
see you soon.
Hey guys, this is Rudy from the Quackdown podcast. If you guys love electronic dance music, be sure to check out my own DJ radio show called Axiom Radio with Drebin. It's a 2-hour monthly radio show hosted by me. For the first hour, I play some of the best tunes that I found for the month and piece them together for a euphoric journey. The second hour, I pass the decks to a guest mix of the month where they finish off the journey however they please. So if you like trance, melodic house, or techno, check out Axiom Radio with Drebin on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast listening app. And be sure to give me a follow on Instagram at drebin.music to stay up to date on the show.
Hello, listeners and viewers of the Quackdown Pod. This is your week's quack fact. The fact this week is that ducks don't all quack the same. They have regional accents to their quacks. So check this out on YouTube and hear all the different quacks out there. Alright, and here we go with the rest of the pod and their movie review. Thank you.
All right, we are back from seeing Dune 2.
Dose.
Technically, it's Dune Part 2. Before we get started, just want to bring up a little thing. Out of all of us, Fernando was the first one to see the movie. When I asked him what he thought about the movie, what did you tell me?
It should have been so much better. I can't believe, because I was hyped for it because Dune 1 was great. And just like, I believe I saw it on opening night or like the next day. And I was just so let down. Maybe because like I
And-
had so much personal hype for it.
And would you give it out of 10?
I think I texted you this.
I think it was a
I gave it
2.
a 2, yeah.
So, the movie, I gave it like a 9. Rudy,
A 9.
a 9. So, the movie for Fernando was so bad that in order to double check that it was as bad as it was, what did you do?
I went back 3 or 4 days later and watched it again.
And then watched it this third time.
Yes.
Okay. Has your opinion changed?
No. I don't think we watched the same movie
Okay, wait. We're diving into this right now. Why?
because you don't know me.
What does that mean?
You clearly don't know me. Okay. So like what's good about the movie?
The
What's
acting.
bad about it?
Obviously
writing.
huge spoilers cuz this is like a new movie. The other movies we like have been out for a while, but
We're seeing.
Well,
we
let's talk
just
about
did-
let's
we-
talk about non-spoiler stuff first.
Okay,
Which is what?
Still, we saw this
Acting
movie-
was outstanding
Yeah.
across
I guess.
everybody.
I
And
guess.
honestly, the one that upon like rethinking it, what's his name? The Emperor wasn't as
Christopher
miscast
Walken?
as I thought originally.
Oh,
I had
really?
no idea that he
Yes.
was in the movie until I saw it.
Because in contrast with like what the rest of the galaxy, I guess, is doing or whatever, he's supposed to be out of touch, which is what Christopher Walken just seems like in every movie he's in. It's just out of touch in some way. And the little bit, like the way he talks, like how he presents himself, like it's so out of touch, which is supposed to be like his character. Like he doesn't know what all these people are dealing with. He's just pulling the strings. And so I thought his limited lines played that very well. But that's...
I guess the main thing I've heard about that is that he's known as a really good actor, but you don't see a whole lot of acting, I guess you could say, unless you look at it from that lens that he's supposed to be out of touch. But it seems like he's just saying his lines.
Well, and I
that's
think
kind of it.
Like this movie kind of has a similar, not issue, but kind of an issue. It's not even like an issue. It doesn't detract from like the quality of the movie, but there's so many talented people
stacked
to the sides.
It was crazy for me to thinking like Timothée Chalamet is meeting so many legends.
100%. 100%.
And out acting a lot of them.
100%.
Like,
well, no.
Okay, no, seriously, I want to go back to this.
Go back to what?
Wait, let's finish up the non-spoiler talk first. Jesus Christ. Hans Zimmer doesn't miss.
No, he doesn't.
Never.
At bare minimum, you got to say the score is a 9 out of 10,
It's
10 out of
okay.
10. Oh my God.
Go. Are you serious?
Do you know me?
I don't know if I do anymore.
You don't know me.
But
You
I hate,
clearly don't.
but
you
I still
clearly
hate this
don't. Am I a
excuse.
different person to you?
you're still not providing any reason as to why you don't like it, other
Yeah.
than you don't.
Yeah,
know
no,
me.
do you know him?
Yeah.
That's not a valid response.
It really is.
Then explain yourself.
Explain it. How long
How long?
do I have to do this?
For as long as you want.
Okay. You clearly don't know me. Because how many times have I jokingly lied to you? That's not giving it away.
What's your real rating?
What's my real rating? Times my first one by 5.
Thank you.
No shit. I saw it.
He saw it twice.
I saw it twice within the span, inside of a week. I saw it twice.
The only time that I've ever seen a movie twice in theaters that I genuinely still hated was Transformers.
Why'd you see it the second time?
Because the first time the audio was messed up, so they gave us free tickets to come see it the next day. So we came and saw it the next day.
Is that the one where what's his name dies at the beginning? Like gets like frozen? Or is that a different one? You know what I'm talking about? They like drop those bombs and it like makes the
No, that's
transformium.
T.J. Miller. That's the fourth
Right.
one.
Okay.
Which
'Cause
hilarious.
I just have a funny thing to say about that movie.
Is it
It's
Michael
just a
Bay
small
hating
scene.
him so much that he
No,
gave him...
well that's really funny too, but
Michael Bay hated T.J. Miller so much that he changed the script, killed him off early, and killed him off in the most painful-looking way possible.
No shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But in that movie, because I'm fine with the Transformers movies, I'm just there to look at big freaking robots, freaking
Yeah.
fight. That's it. So like I watch them every now and again, and that one, there's a scene where Marky Mark is basically fighting one of the main
Yeah.
robots by himself. The main robot shoots a wall that he's hiding behind, and in one frame, there's this random dude standing or ducking behind Mark for one frame. It explodes the wall that he's ducking right next to, and then he's just gone. Like you don't see him at first, and
Is
then
he,
right
does
when
he
the,
look like he's meant to be in the movie, or is it like an extra that...
it looks
Like the Starbucks
so
cup on
out
Game of
place,
Thrones.
and it's so hard to catch because it's literally for one frame. There's just this random dude because nobody else is around. There's no like other extras or anything around during this fight. He shoots the wall explodes, and during the explosion, you just see this dude right there. And then when the explosion finishes, he's obviously gone, but like he wasn't there to begin. It's just hilarious to me
What the fuck?
that like that just this random dude shows up for no reason and dies. But going back to Dune 2, I can't believe you. That's why I kept saying, "Do you know me?" Because like I've jokingly lied to you about so many things, and I was shocked that you believed I didn't like this movie.
Well, I believed it at first.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did. But again, do you know me? Like
No, like no,
Stop saying
that's why I was so surprised, because I do know you, but the only time we had talked about it was you talked about it to me over text.
And
We never-
and all I got was
Well-
through him telling me this.
Well, it was very short over text, and then we talked about it when we were gaming
But even then, like
one night, and
it was barely like you were just like, you're like, I'm so disappointed, I don't even want to talk about it. And
Yeah.
and I have like
yes,
in the
I
last
had to
year-
say that because I didn't have a whole lot of lies to go off of.
and I think the big one why I believed it at first was because we talk about movies more than I think you two talk about movies.
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
And so like you not liking like Glass Onion was a big
Oh,
thing
yeah.
for me. Like you not
That's
liking
not a lie.
Barbie
I
was a
don't
big
like that.
thing for me.
I didn't like not like it. I just
You think
it
it's
was way hyped. I get it for like younger people, but like I saw so many people of all ages going to the movies dressed up.
I
as
think for
Barbie
that
and
it was
Ken.
just
I get like
just fun.
if you want to have a fun thing, but people were walking out going like, "Oh my god, that movie is incredible!" Like,
I
it was
think
so
it's
good.
I think it's
It's
an incredible.
fun.
I think it's a fun movie. I think it's
Yeah.
well done. I think it's well acted. I think Margot Robbie kills it.
Yeah, Ryan
Um,
Gosling kills
Ryan
it.
Gosling kills it. I think everybody in that movie kills it.
I just think to me it was overhyped just because it
It's-
was the Barbie movie.
And I think like to
Again, I
me,
get it.
I'm like good because I'm fine with that movie and Oppenheimer doing really, really well, because we came off of like 3 years of movie theaters getting demolished by COVID.
Yeah.
And like for two movies to both make $1 billion, that's what I was checking.
Is
It's
it raining? Really?
I don't know.
For two movies to make $1 billion released on the same day, that's impressive.
Yeah.
100%.
And that just shows like both of those movies were. Oppenheimer is not an accessible movie. It is for somebody that like gets easily bored sometimes.
Oh,
It's a long movie and
It
it's
can't-
mostly just old white men talking,
yeah. You gotta kind of know the actual story.
which the fact that it's made $1 billion is insane. It is a rated R biopic about the creation of the nuclear bomb.
But also the acting in that, also a
Oh,
stat
yeah,
cast.
yeah.
Acting incredible.
Well, that's like Rami Malek showing up and giving
What,
it-
2 scenes?
two scenes. One where he's just like kind of there, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's Rami Malek. And then the other one, you're like, oh my God, it's Rami Malek. He's here. He's showing up. And then he's gone.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, it's Florence Pugh in this.
Also true. Dad had no idea she was in this
No.
movie.
What's her name? Paul's
Anna
sister.
Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Also that.
Literally there for
I was like,
one
dude, what the
scene.
fuck?
Oh, speaking of her, I'm very excited for Furiosa.
Oh,
I genuinely think, because George Miller said he set Chris Hemsworth like loose because he really liked his portrayal of the character.
oh, nice.
I think because the Mad Max was awesome.
With what's his name? Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
And this one, it's written by the same people, directed by, like, it's the same team.
True, yeah.
So I have full faith in it to be awesome.
hmm
And especially because it's like, you know, it's like the prequel, it's the origin of like how this world totally became
What it
this
was.
way. Yeah, because like it takes takes place 30 years before Mad Max or something like that.
Okay.
And so like I know you didn't see the trailer, but there's like shots of like green
Now,
trees.
why didn't I see
So
the
now,
trailer?
no, I was so excited walking into this theater because when we walked in, it was like the Deadpool trailer
Yeah.
playing, and the minute we sat down, I looked immediately
He had his
over
eyes-
at him.
he looked
Bro
like-
was just munching on popcorn with his eyes just closed. Like
It looks like he's given like the pre-dinner prayer. Thank you, Father.
And then once you got a little bit of silence, he's like,
Yeah.
And then the next trailer come on, he goes,
he goes right back.
The only trailer I watched was Twister because I know I'm not super like interested in
well,
that.
that's not like.
What's
If we
gonna
go
get
see it,
spoiled?
it'll
Right,
be.
right.
It looks like a fun movie because like
Right.
I like tornado movies because they're just kind of stupid.
I also like the main
I like the
actor.
original Twister.
Glenn
in that.
Powell.
Yeah, he's really dope. I really like him.
He was in that movie with Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
The comedy rom-com. I
Yeah.
heard that was pretty good.
He was also in Maverick. He
Yeah.
played a really good part in
Yeah.
Maverick. And then I shut my eyes for the all the other trailers.
What'd you miss? Godzilla?
Godzilla, Quiet Place.
Did you watch Furiosa?
No,
Oh, you missed Quiet Place?
correct.
That one I'm excited for.
I didn't know.
Because
that was a
as
movie. That
soon
looks
as I
awesome.
see what the like the first
You
image
did
of
have
the
your
trailer
eyes open for Deadpool a little
for
bit
a
longer.
second
Yeah.
until I realized I was like, oh, I shouldn't be watching this. And I looked down, and to try and tune out the noise, I think about Rainbow Six.
Oh, God.
I think about strategies in Rainbow Six.
Oh
I go,
God.
how can we plant the diffuser in a better way next time? To try and drown out the noise.
That blows my mind, dude.
I want a mod in game that whenever somebody throws a flashbang, what pops up is a spoiler of a movie for Fernando. Flashbang going out. Ah, Godzilla dies. What? What?
Oh my God.
You telling me Gatsby dies at the end of the movie?
It's gonna piss off one viewer.
If he even makes it to this point.
The other thing that you didn't notice, or didn't remember, is we talked about Josh Brolin
Yeah.
not being dead. Do you not remember that? The last time we filmed, right before we started, we were talking about the Deadpool.
Now it's spoilers.
Like oh yeah, sorry. That's for Dune 1 though. That's for
Yeah.
Dune 1.
Yeah.
And if you watch the trailer, you already know.
Yeah.
So, we were just talking about the Deadpool trailer, which I haven't seen, but everybody already knows that his name is in it.
Yeah.
So like,
Who? Deadpool?
no,
Ryan Reynolds. Josh Brolin?
Sure, no. Well, possibly.
Oh,
I don't
Wolverine.
know. I don't
Weapon
know.
X.
Yeah,
Huge Ackman.
yeah. So everybody already knows that, but according to Tyler, he's not in the trailer.
Nope.
Again, I don't know. I don't watch trailers.
But he can confirm you just see his shadow. That's it.
Stop.
But
telling me
that's
things.
it. It's a shadow of a guy we've
But you
seen a
also
million
hear the
times
shake.
before.
You hear the shake.
What
of
is
his-
the name
his
of the
claws.
movie? What is the name of the movie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Because it's not Deadpool 3.
Correct.
It's 2 names.
Is it like Deadpool Origins or something like that?
That'd be funny.
I really don't know.
X-Men
what it is.
Origins Deadpool.
You seriously don't know?
Isn't like Deadpool and his pals or something like that?
You're fucking.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
I
fucking
had
with you.
told him before they finalized the name, it was Deadpool and Friend.
Yeah.
And Friend?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one I kind of remember. I don't know the name of
Okay.
the movie.
Then I won't say it.
I don't know if I've seen the name,
But-
the true name of the movie. I just know, like, obviously it's Deadpool, but like,
It'd be like the equivalent would be like if Spider-Man No Way Home was titled Spider-Man and
+2
and
or-
Toby and Andrew.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
Like
Okay.
that's how they like it's not what's
Deadpool and Hugh.
honestly what's because if they're showing that and they're telling you like he's in this movie,
Then there's got to be loads of surprises that we're
the
not expecting.
other stuff because
You
like
can only hope.
and I know we're getting way off
Yeah.
the Dune track real quick, but I know everything they've said about Deadpool 3 says it sets up the MCU going forward, which is
Good.
wild for a
Well-
rated R Marvel movie to do. Like for that to be essential.
But Deadpool is also a really big character now.
Yeah.
Like, since the first two did so
Be-
well, and everybody loves Deadpool now,
Yeah.
so like, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Dune.
Back to
so,
Dune.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Is you don't remember us talking about Josh
Oh,
Brolin
Brolin.
coming back already?
I don't.
And when you sent me that text in the chat, I go, you're like, is Josh Brolin actually dead? I go, is he fucking with me? I was like, dude, it's up in the air. I go,
The way
I
you
have
answered,
no
I'm like,
idea.
"Alright, cool. So
And
he's around.
when he came back, I leaned forward.
I saw it. I
Oh,
saw
you
corner of
did
my eye.
see
I'm like,
that?
he's looking at me, and I was just he's seen when he comes in. I'm just like, let's fucking go.
That was so funny.
Those fight scenes were cool in this one too.
Oh, they were so fucking dope.
except for Dave Bautista's.
He went out in such.
Honestly, like because of his like it worked for his character because his character started becoming like drunken, totally unfocused.
Yeah.
And then he just gets like stabbed in the throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
really
also
quick.
by Josh Brolin,
which is cool.
Who's was still carrying the weight of losing all of his people,
Yeah.
just like Paul Atreides is.
Yeah.
So like, it was. I would have liked just a little bit of back and forth between them,
Just a
but
little.
Josh Brolin straight up just goes and
Kills him.
dodges one
Yeah.
like whip thing,
Done.
and then he stabs him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of disappointing because I really like Dave Bautista. I think he's the
great.
best
Wrestling
WWE turned
actor.
actor. especially after Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, he's in that?
He's in the first 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, that is him, huh? Yeah.
He should have won an Oscar for that role.
I forgot
Oh.
about
Like,
that.
we need to watch that movie someday because genuinely 2049 is
There's so
Way.
many scenes in Dune where I'm just like, this is giving me mad. Blade
it's
Runner
the same
vibes.
director.
I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it literally feels like Blade Runner 2049 was his like beta test for Dune. Like he was like, here's what I can do with this massive sci-fi epic world.
Did that come out before Dune 1?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it did? Oh, wow.
19? No,
No, 'cause
or
Dune
older.
was
I think it's
2019.
2017,
Yeah.
2016, something like that.
Uh.
But Dave Bautista's in that, and he's awesome. Like insanely well acted, not like the normal brute, like big guy character that he plays, which he's like trying to get away from. But that's what
That's impossible, though. He's huge.
I know. But like, it's like in the new movie with Alan Richardson in it, Richardson,
Oh,
where
yeah.
they put on little
wear
tiny glasses.
Small glasses.
Yeah, they also put little tiny glasses on Batista and Blade Runner.
And in Not in the Cabin. Did you
Yeah.
ever watch that one? Yeah.
That's how they humanized
He's-
Batista.
ginormous, but wearing like a suit and
He's
a
a
vest or
civil
something like
man.
that. Yeah, he did really good in that. It's not their best
No.
movie, but like he himself did good in that movie.
The comparison that I brought up when I talked to you about this for the first time about Paul, and it's because like Dune influenced,
Star Wars.
yeah, like a large part of Star Wars. George Lucas has even said like
He's
was
admitted
influ-
that.
Yeah,
I
he's
I
like
can
yeah,
totally see that.
which
yeah.
you can see all across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, is Paul Anakin?
Well, hold on. No. You got to reverse that. Anakin is Paul.
That's true. Yeah,
Because that's what I don't like about the comparison is people obviously have seen Star Wars first because nobody watched the original Dune movie.
yeah.
So like, that's
Paul-
what they say
yeah.
is like, oh wow, this guy's clearly Anakin Skywalker. No,
It's the other way around because
yeah.
Paul came first.
Yeah,
Right.
But I think it's just I mean, either way you go,
you can see the comparisons.
like
But I
Paul,
don't see.
Paul kind of sort of did it for better reasons, but he's still
Yeah, he's a way better person than
yeah,
Anakin is.
but still like commits a borderline Holocaust.
not really.
Doesn't he nuke the whole city?
No, he nukes the mountain to get the worms in.
Mm.
He doesn't nuke the city, which he could have easily done, but then he wouldn't be able to kill the emperor. Then ginormous. And he didn't kill the emperor, but
Yeah.
like he ascended the throne,
He's
which
the emperor.
eh,
Yeah.
they don't
What's-
accept that.
Well, and now he's going to war with every other house, right?
Right.
So
the
like
Great Holy War.
yeah, so that's where I'm thinking he's going to go genocidal,
Well, they've already alluded to that in
Yeah.
his
where he nukes everyone
no.
in his dreams.
Yeah, but that's not him nuking everyone. That-
Doesn't he nuke it and then you see Zendaya's face and she's all
Yeah,
fucked
but
up?
that was before he drank the
Oh, that
wor-
was
the worm
his
thing. Because before he did that, his dreams were like very fuzzy. He couldn't tell exactly what was going to happen. He was seeing multiple futures, and he couldn't tell
Yeah.
exactly what was going on. But then after he drank the worm, whatever, what do they call that? The life water, the water of life, whatever.
Yeah. Worm piss.
That's when the futures became clear, and he could see the path
Forward.
to the future that he wants for Arrakis,
Yeah.
which is Dune,
Yeah.
which is the planet Dune. That's also my favorite scene
When
of
they
the
call
movie,
it Dune.
when he walks into the war room and
It was really-
screams at everybody.
It
dude.
was really cool,
That-
man.
The first time I watched that, it gave me so many goosebumps. I was like, he's so badass.
He's a
Timothée
good actor.
Chalamet is
Dude,
so
he-
badass.
Wow. Yeah, he was great in the
I
first
think-
one, but just hearing him, any scene where he yelled,
Insane.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
So good.
holy shit.
Especially like anytime him or his mom used the voice.
Yeah. He uses the voice way more in the first one because he only uses it once in the second one.
Yeah, because in the
But
first one,
it has so much weight
right.
behind it.
But like him using the voice, it's like it's not as a big enough. It's not as big of a change from like his voice to the voice as it is for his mom.
Right.
Because his mom being like, what are we gonna do? You will do this, and then
Yeah.
you're just like, okay, fuck,
Yeah.
I guess. Calm down, please. That's I really like the voice. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
The scene of him. I'm just gonna talk about quick, like, cool scenes.
Yeah.
The scene of him riding the worm for the first time.
So
Awesome.
cool.
I love when movies take out the music. And
Yeah.
then as soon as he got in control, the music started again.
Yeah. When he
Yeah.
stood up,
Yeah.
so cool.
That was such a great scene. And
Adds
I
emphasis.
Javier Bardem.
Bardem.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hilarious in this movie. Up until
my
he's
God.
not. Once
Yeah.
once you're like, oh, he's in on this whole like jihad thing.
Everything.
Yeah. You're like, oh, his funny stuff was just him being blinded by Paul.
Right.
But every single time Paul did anything, you'd see him go, Lieutenant Gabe.
That's mainly funnier because of all the memes that came
Yeah.
out immediately. Because those memes were everywhere.
I didn't-
As
But-
soon
I get
as
them now.
yeah,
But-
I guess. But like
Everything he did, you'd see like Zendaya being like, wasn't that cool? And then it'd cut to him being like, man, that was the coolest stuff I've ever seen. I've literally never seen something cool. Like he's like fangirling out with like his
well,
religious
but
people.
that was the whole point.
Yeah.
In seeing the
contrast.
contrast between like the northern people and the southern people.
It was still
is that
funny.
the southern people wanted, yes, but I like to see it as he's waited for this
Forever.
It's the
his,
savior that they
literally
wanted.
his
Yeah.
whole life.
Yeah.
And the fact that he sees the signs, that's why he's fangirling out. He's like, oh my God, it's about to happen. Like, it's happening. I'm watching it happen. That's why I love that line in the war room. He goes, you've waited for this to happen, and now you're scared that it is happening.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
It reminds me, because I've been watching Under the Banner of Heaven with Andrew Garfield.
Mm-hmm.
It
Oh, yeah.
reminds me a lot of that story. Like, that story, it's all about like these normal Mormons who start to go to fundamentalism Mormonism, which is bad. It's like, the polygamy and blood atonements and all this like crazy stuff. And they, Mormonism has the prophet, the main guy in the church that gets, rechosen every few decades or whatever. But that's what this felt like a lot too, because when in that true story, when they split off from the Mormon church to follow a new Messiah, that's when everything went downhill. But they were all reacting in the same way when it was like, when it's revealed who the true one prophet for them is. It was like the same thing here. Like, he's like, I am the prophet. I am the one that's going to like.
Which he didn't really want to actually be.
Until he drank the water of
Yeah,
life.
and he saw the future that Arrakis could have.
Yeah.
And essentially the rest of the universe or whatever, all the great houses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, and now like, because up until he took the water of life, he was like, I just want to make sure like the Fremen are safe.
Yeah.
And
they're on the right path to take back.
yeah, he was just like, we should take back the planet for the planet's people.
Yes.
But by the end of the movie, he's like, I'm the emperor now. I'm in charge.
Right.
And
But
that's
that's still for the betterment of Arrakis.
Right. Right now.
Right
what
now.
We've seen right now.
right now.
Yeah.
But,
well, we
like-
haven't seen anything else.
Right. But
We
like,
haven't
just-
seen any other intent that he has behind that.
But like he
but
says
that sudden
earlier,
shift
yeah.
of tone is enough of a.
But that's what he has to do. He has to do that, or else people are going to keep fighting for Arrakis, for control of Arrakis for its spice. So he has to gain total control to then let Arrakis be its own thing for the Fremen people.
But that's like,
That's why he wanted to do what he did before he drank the water. But then he saw what he himself has to do. Because
So-
like he literally said, like, okay, it doesn't matter if I die. The Fremen people will keep moving forward and keep fighting for the planet. But he goes, as soon as he drank the water, he literally, that was a cool shot too, where you just see his hand,
yeah.
like going, I see all the futures and I see
Oh,
one path.
And the way he just kind of just.
Yeah.
It's just the one.
So that's the
Give me
path
Doctor
that
Strange vibes.
that again, he thinks whether he can truly see the true future or not, which you can't really. That's the path he thinks he has to take. And if that war starts, he goes, okay, then we're going to have a war, but it's for the betterment of Arrakis. He didn't call himself the Emperor still. He's the Duke of Arrakis.
Yeah.
Well, I think like
I think the way that I see it
depends.
at the end, it's like he's at a flip of a coin. He's kind of like at a fork
He's
in the road.
like
it can
he
go either way.
He could go like, oh, this is for Arrakis. I'm staying here. You leave this planet. This planet is ours, kind of thing. Or he goes on the Holy War, kills a bunch of people because that's exactly what what the story can have him do, and
Right.
just turn it around because like
the influence for either direction is blatantly there.
And he like the point where I was like, ooh, he's getting a little too power hungry, which is obviously why Zendaya like pieced out too, because she saw him become what he wasn't before.
Well, I'm
When
very
he-
iffy on why she does that as well.
Well, she realizes like
Well, half the reason she liked him was like he's sincere.
Yeah.
By the end of the movie, and she's like, well,
Yes, but he always wanted the Fremen to lead itself. And that's why she liked him, is because that's what she believes. She believes the Fremen should rule over themselves.
but now he's the emperor.
Yes,
But
but again, it is for the... Again, I'm just basing off of what we've seen. It's for the Fremen.
So-
That's the only way he can see the Fremen actually getting freedom and ruling over their own world. And that's why I think she leaves, is because, oh, you're not going to let a Fremen person rule over it, even though he basically got initiated into Fremen life.
I saw that differently because I saw it as she saw him becoming the thing that he said he wouldn't become.
right.
Like the whole movie,
What I
he's
get-
like,
what I
he's like,
get
I'm with
that.
that. But like, if he goes to war with people from other planets, that's
how
not.
much is too much.
But
for
they're coming there.
just
But they're
Arrakis?
coming to just take over Arrakis again.
They were
That's
coming.
why they're
They were
coming
coming
there.
because they had the emperor hostage. That's why they were coming. Yes.
No. The Harkonnen King told them to come because Arrakis is gonna be, how do I put it? When the Emperor was like coming in on his big ship, the Arakan King, what's his name? The Skarsgård guy.
The Vladimir
Is that his?
or Austin Butler.
No. His
Stellan
uncle,
Skarsgård,
the big guy.
the tall guy.
Vladimir.
Okay.
Yeah.
He is the one who made Austin Butler call them to the thing because he didn't
you're right.
know
Yeah.
if Arrakis was going to stay his after what was about to ensue.
Oh, he's right.
Wait, who did he?
He's the one who called the Great Houses.
Oh, okay.
The Great Houses didn't just come because they had the Emperor hostage. Nobody else really knew until he called them.
But going back to Rudy's point, past this point, because we obviously, if you read the books, you probably know what happens. But like, we don't know what happens from here on out.
Right.
How much is too much for Arrakis?
Yeah.
Like, if
Well,
they
Arrakis is, as of what we know, the only place that has spice. And
Yes.
spice is important for their space travel. So it's one of the most important worlds in the universe that we know of now.
Right, but even just like as a viewer, do you believe that? That
Well,
what he's
that's-
gonna do is just gonna be for that and that's it.
Yeah.
like
because
if he
'cause
goes
again-
and genocides a whole house,
Because like, do you
is
see
that
him, do you see him
good
as a hero?
for what
I
he
don't-
wants?
Well, he is still, in my opinion, he's still afraid to do that. He didn't want that to happen. He just threatened the rest of the houses that he would blow up the spice fields so that hopefully they would just go under his ascendance to the throne. And then he would go like, okay, Arrakis is ours. You're still going to get your spice, but the profits and everything is going to go to the betterment of the Fremen and this planet. Like, he never said he was going to take away spice unless they're threatening him to not let him ascend to the throne. And I don't believe that he would want to kill an entire house like what happened to him because he's seen it happen. That's what happened to his people.
But if the water of life has twisted his view on it as this planet is mine, anybody else is a threat, then that mindset goes out the window because he changed.
But those are his
so
people
much.
now. But
him
those
and
are
his
his
mom.
people.
Yeah,
So
But-
like I do feel like that the water of life is kind of like
it's poison. Like
Yeah.
they all know it's poison. It.
Yes, but it's allowing him to see the betterment of Arrakis, which is now his people.
Unless that's what it's making him. It's like
unless his
Palpatine.
intentions change.
It's like Palpatine making Anakin see the visions of Padme dying, but like,
Yeah.
and that's what kicked him on the path of like, what I'm doing is for Padme. Like it's that same. That's why he's compared to Anakin, because like what he's doing, he thought was for Chani and Arrakis.
Whatever. he
Right,
wanted
but
was the
those
greater good.
but Anakin didn't see true futures. He is seeing all futures.
Yeah.
So like that's why he's doing, cuz like
Well,
if he
Anakin-
just wanted to do that, he probably wouldn't, how do I put this? He probably would have just nuked the spice fields if he just wanted Arrakis for himself. He would have just nuked the spice fields. They would have no what's it called? Interest in Arrakis after that if the spice was gone. So, but he didn't. That was technically a bluff. I'm sure he probably would have done it if he had to, but like he didn't. So like there's still that opening for him to keep producing spice, but for the Fremen's benefit.
The other thing that just like visually marked a shift in his mindset, it reminded me of Westworld, like when he goes to choose the white hat or the black hat and he picks the white hat at first. He's in like a white cloak the whole movie until he drinks the water of life, and once he's awoken from that, it's black cloak from here on out.
Yes.
And they make
Yeah.
That's
they
nice.
make a point, like he stands out, like when he's walking in, everybody else is kind of blended in with the desert, and there's that overhead shot of him walking through
Yeah.
the people who are all in white,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he's in black from head to toe. That to me is such a like,
Dude, you're trying to murder us. These are like 50 pounds, by the way, viewers. Like, these are not light. Could have
why are
chopped.
they? I don't understand why
chopped
they're just
Rudy's leg
falling.
Yo, I'm scared.
Yeah, I know. It's moving closer to me, too, because there's that one over there.
No, he had a gray one fall on him.
Yeah, but it was over there. Now it's right here. Next one's going to be over here. And that one.
That one's fine. that one's
That
fine.
would fall.
That
No,
one's-
back to your point though. And that's honestly I didn't catch that, but that's that.
But that's
overhead shot.
also him. Again, you could.
You could interpret it
interpret
as
however you want.
conflicted, but
Yeah.
Right.
to me, I
That's
interpret
him.
it as
That's him going like, now I need. You okay?
What? No way! It stopped recording.
no, we're good.
Oh my god.
We're good.
You
I've
could still-
messed this up too often.
You could still see that, like, I get what you're saying. You could look at it like that, but you could also look at that change of from he didn't truly want power because he was afraid that he would gain that power. He drank the water, knows now he needs the power, and he goes, I need to separate myself and show these people that I'm the fucking one leading you to paradise. In my view, there was really no bad intent for Arrakis. It's just for the betterment of Arrakis and the people that are now his people, because most of his people, that's another thing I want to say. Not all of his people are dead.
No.
Not every single person from his home world, which I'm forgetting the name of right now, went to Arrakis, mainly soldiers. So like he's still
But didn't they say on the black and white planet with the Hurricanes, like
Such a cool scene.
when they bring out the three people for Austin Butler's character to fight,
They claim that they were the last.
they claim
three,
they're
right?
the last three.
yes, but
Which I guess you could be
but they're
like,
just soldiers. They were that's why I think they say that his homeworld is dead is because all their soldiers are dead because all the soldiers left to go defend Arrakis.
Oh yeah, because at the end of the first movie too, weren't they just like why the mom told Paul is like, why do you want to stay here? Like you're our only objective
Yeah.
should be like
Oh,
get a spaceship and go home.
And Josh Brolin said made a deal for people to go home.
No,
So
okay,
there are
yeah.
people living at his
yeah.
home world still. They just don't have any protection really because all
Yeah.
their soldiers are dead.
Mhm.
So like he's still. That's one that's weird to me is that he's in his mind, the Fremen are his people and he's the Duke of Arrakis. What about your actual people on your homeworld? Are they just hanging out, like waiting for you to finish what you're doing, and then what's going on there?
I mean, it's kind of like fucking Avatar. He kind of saw them as his people too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like
But-
Blue People Avatar?
And
yeah,
and like his homeworld doesn't really have anything that the other houses would probably want, because it's just his homeworld. That's it.
Yeah.
The main focus of the entire thing is Arrakis because of the spice.
Yeah.
So like, and well, that's another thing is if he gets to a point where he can alter the planet's, what is that called? Like the planet's like anatomy or something, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a desert planet
Yeah.
right now. But if he turns it into the green paradise that he has foreseen, what happens to the spice? I'm sure the spice is still there in a way, but like, is it going to be used up by the trees and stuff that start to grow? I mean, we saw in the annotated joy scene, there's water
Right, I was about to say.
in the future.
I don't know if that green paradise is even going to happen.
So like, well, right.
I think the green paradise didn't start becoming an idea until after he did the Water of Life.
Correct.
Which again goes
Well,
back to me
yeah.
thinking that's some, and we don't really know much more beyond.
I take it as a facade.
Yeah,
This
like
green paradise.
it seems like something that he knows, or at least the Water of Life knows. That is enticing for people, so people will follow
Or he's
somebody.
camouflaging the real thing with
Yeah.
this paradise idea.
Well, the other thing is it doesn't really need to happen, because like they're already set in their ways in the desert. They honestly just need some water to like be a little bit better off.
Yeah.
And so if he somehow, which I don't know how that would even be possible for him to bring an ocean to the desert planet, but
We'll
like,
just pick it up
yeah.
and move it somewhere else.
So like I could definitely see no real change in the planet's physiology. Again, I can't think of the word, but like the main goal that I could see him hopefully getting to, and again, I'm just a hopeful person for Paul Atreides because I like the character and I love Timothée Chalamet, is like, as long as he gets it to a point where the Fremen are self-sustained and not trying to be murdered by anybody trying to take over Arrakis, then it's fine if they just produce spice for the other houses, as long as that profit then just benefits the Fremen on Arrakis instead of benefiting the other houses like it has been previously.
I guess we'll have to. Well, it's not. Is it confirmed he's even making 3?
He wants to make one final one. It depends on the box office, but it's already like
It has
tripled
to.
its budget.
Yeah.
Because like how much of the book has been shown?
I think this is the entirety of the first book.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess it doesn't really matter to. Did you read the book?
No, I have it. It's very boring.
All right.
It is very hard. It's a
I
very
heard it's a tough
hard
read too, so
book
I have
to
no
read.
intention of doing
The
it,
fact
but-
that he like Denis Villeneuve or something like that.
It's not even Dennis.
No, it's Denis because he's French.
Oh.
He's very French. The fact that he's been able to adapt that book, which has failed so many times before, and a book that is like largely regarded as like one of the toughest books to read.
But also like the holy grail of sci-fi.
Yeah. And he adapted it so well to critical acclaim, to box office acclaim. He did it with a lower budget than most Marvel movies. Like, I think all included, the budget for this one was $190 million.
That's crazy.
Which he just told me.
Secret Invasion, the 6-episode Marvel show that had some of the worst CGI I've ever seen, $250 million budget.
Mhm.
And this one had the cast it had the CGI, it had practical effects, it had really well done acting, it had a really good story, it was adapted really well from the source material.
I think a lot of that is also the actors going like, "Hey, we don't need to get paid out the ass just to make the movie.
Yeah.
Like we just want to make a good,
good
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Did you earlier when you said that not all the acting was good? Was that also bullshit?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I was like,
A little bit.
I loved
well,
literally everything. The only
Christopher
thing
Walken.
if I
Oh,
had
Walken.
to say anything bad about the movie was Christopher Walken was like just a little ant for me because I love Chris. He's great, and Zendaya's just like hatred for Paul. I kind of get, but like, I mean, Paul could have just said, "Hey, this is what I have to do to help this world." Like he just goes like,
But I think
"I'll love you," and then I'm gonna go marry this person though. Like I mean,
Yeah,
I get why she would get mad at that,
Yeah.
but like he could have just said like, "I gotta
I'm
do
about
this,"
to do
but
this.
like I'll call you
We're
on the
cool.
side every night. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even gonna sleep in the same bed with her. Like this is just for looks. Like he could have explained anything to her, and she would have been like, "Oh, I guess I get it." I mean, like I don't know, but I don't know. Whatever.
did
That's
she
me
see
being
him
very
make the
nitpicky.
old emperor kiss his ring?
Yes,
Yeah.
because she walked out
Doesn't leave it till the
after.
very end.
Yeah.
Because, like, that to me would be the moment, because she was always like, we're doing this for Arrakis, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the moment where, in her mind, I could see her going, like, he's not.
Because he also, I mean,
Because she was like, she saw, like, he was conflicted, he was against it, like, she knew what would become of him if he took the water of life.
But what is she thinking is going to happen if they just keep fighting new houses that come and invade their planet?
a
What is she thinking?
never-ending war.
Yeah,
That's-
where they're at a disadvantage in every single way. Paul is trying to get them the advantage.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
does Paul know about the real reason that the attack happened that killed his dad? Does he know that yet?
What do you
Or
mean?
is it just everyone how the emperor pretty much kind of put it all into place? Does he know that?
Oh, you mean does he know that the Bene Gesserit
That's
didn't now like saw? Oh well, yeah.
he does,
Oh.
right? Or does he not?
Well,
yes, because the emperor tells him that his dad, like, he only knew the rule of the heart or something
that's
like
right.
that.
Yeah, okay, then that just furthers my perspective on it is the fact that he it was a revenge story for him,
Mhm.
and he could have just
Yeah.
killed him right then and there. But instead of him making him kiss the ring, I'm like, now he's in here for the long run.
Yeah.
But to me, it's a scary long run.
Because
Right, but
if he had been like, hey, we're going to give you the emperor back, get the fuck off our planet and don't come back, or we will
They
fight
wouldn't
you.
have done that though.
But why not?
The
That-
houses, but
but no,
the
no,
houses wouldn't have
I'm
done
sa-
that.
He's not giving them the option, though. He's saying, we're going to war. We're going to fight them. He
Again,
could-
because that's the way he gets the betterment of Arrakis. Because if he did that, and then the houses tried to invade, he would have exploded the spice fields, and then like they would have been still stuck in the Stone Age because they wouldn't be able to get anything out of their world, because like they've been living at a disadvantage trying to piece together whatever they can to fight off the people getting the profit from the spice. So he still sees that he needs to produce spice to help the betterment of that planet. If he explodes the spice fields, then there's nothing for that planet, and they just have to build some sort of civilization out of the desert planet, which they could probably do, but
I think, like, Zendaya's character just wants. They don't need economy. They survive perfectly fine. They're all super happy. And
not happy at all.
well, take away like the threat of death, but like they are engaged in their culture and having a good time. And the
Yeah.
reason they're unhappy is because they have a bunch of people. It's like the Native Americans when Europeans came over. It's the same idea. Like they have a bunch of people that are not part of their world that are
Right.
interrupting their world for the betterment of them.
But the
Avatar.
Native Americans were living in a great piece of land. They're really not. Most of them are living in very harsh conditions in the South.
But they still like
They're getting by.
They're getting by pretty well. Like everybody else that
could say that.
everybody else that goes into
They're
the
getting by
desert.
very well to what they're used to by their their
Right.
own standards.
Right, but
And-
Paul is trying to get them to a better place where they don't have to just scrape by.
But I just don't buy that he's going to continue to do it for the bet. Like I don't see him staying on that path.
Well, his revenge is already taken, though.
I know. I see him
So his
going further.
yeah, if he gets pushed over like another edge or something.
I don't even see him getting pushed over an edge. I just see that's the path he's on. I don't see him being like a I see him repeating the cycle of the previous emperor. As soon as he's off Arrakis, he's going to look at it as spice. Like,
Yeah, but it's spice that's being produced, at least the way I see it, that's fine because it's spice being produced by the Fremen for the other houses, and the Fremen are getting the benefits of that spice production.
but what benefits would they be getting?
It's literally the most,
Viable thing.
yeah.
But like to them on a
If
planet,
he's the emperor, he could go, okay, for this house to get spice, you got to send them this amount of food or water. Maybe that's how he gets the water there or something. I don't know. Yeah, maybe he finds another barren planet that's mainly ocean, like an Interstellar, that ocean planet. Maybe they just go. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know the true technological superiority that the other houses have. We've only seen Arrakis. We've barely seen the Emperor's planet, and we've seen his planet. That's all we've seen.
Well,
There's
and,
there's
the
12.
Black and white one.
The black and white one.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought I said that. I think I just said Arrakis or something. But yeah, we haven't seen the other 12 houses.
Is that how many there are?
That I think there's a total of 12 or something like that. We haven't seen the other houses or what they're capable of. So we don't know what's possible in the future of Arrakis. And again, we don't know why would he do all this for the Fremen just to go, you know what, this house now rules over Arrakis like the previous emperor did. He's not going to do that.
I'm
Greed is
not-
a very powerful thing.
yeah, like
Okay, but he sees all the futures. And if he, as of right now, he's doing it for the betterment of the Fremen people. And if he leaves, and then, how do you not see that?
No, I do. I want to counter for how many times you've said that though.
Okay, well that's the whole point of the movie. That's the point of the first two movies. That's what he's doing.
Palpatine thought what he was doing was for the betterment of the
Yeah,
galaxy.
but this isn't Star Wars. This isn't Star Wars, and Star Wars was based on this.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and George Lucas still did his own thing. He just took bits and pieces that he liked.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to follow the same story. And I thought you read the book, so like, and yeah, okay, so we don't know. We don't know. I'm going based on
Yeah.
what we've seen.
And I'm just
again,
I'm-
as of right now, he's doing it for the betterment of the Fremen. If he leaves and he wants to do whatever, he knows the power of the Fremen now, and he's basically united the Fremen in this fight. Now the Fremen know how powerful they are, as well.
well, the other big thing is didn't like in Dune 1 isn't it explained that the Fremen don't want the spice mined at all from the planet? Like that's why they're attacking because they don't want it mined on mass scale because it destroys the ecological nature of their planet. Because that was my and
I
so
mean-
going back to like yeah he's gonna give them money and stuff. They don't want it mined. That's their big thing is they want the people gone on, and they don't want it mined. Like
They
it's
just want to keep to themselves.
it's their planet, their culture. They want it restored to that. And
Well,
I think
then if that's the case, then they're gonna the war is never gonna stop. Then
that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm like Zendaya's right in leaving because she realized there's a turning point. That turning point is Paul like kissing the ring, saying he's going to marry he's going to keep the family line going by marrying the emperor's daughter. Like it's all these huge red flags that don't necessarily point towards yes, he's doing this for the betterment of Fremen. He's doing it for the betterment of his family. His mom, his sister, him.
he didn't. Well, he also didn't say that he's gonna start a new family line with the Emperor's daughter. He
But
just
that's
said
the
that
the idea.
It's alluded, I guess, yeah, but it's still like Paul obviously knows that that's never really gonna happen. Nobody's just gonna let Arrakis be like, okay, you guys are on your own then. And
but I think that's why he's gonna go and kill
I'm sure
everybody.
eventually, or probably most of Fremen understand that at this point too. That's why their world has been fought over for so long. So like whether they like it or not, spice is probably gonna have to be produced, and they can get other things from other planets. Like that's what's gonna have to happen. They're not gonna be left alone. That's an impossibility. And if they're too naive to see that, that's their fault.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I am excited for the baby fights in the next one
The what?
because there's the baby of Austin Butler,
Oh,
and then there's
yeah.
his sister.
Also, Austin Butler fucking crushed it too.
so dope.
He's a good actor.
Freaked me out.
He's a genuine like I have you all seen the Elvis movie?
No, but
No.
I'm sure he rocked it.
He killed it.
Yeah.
He really did, and like
He's
the
really good in Masters of Air.
yeah, like the trailers don't, especially for the Elvis movie. First of all, Tom Hanks sucks in that movie. He
Really?
is. It's the
I heard
first.
his accent was awful.
He
or
says
whatever
some
he tried to
hilarious
do.
lines, but it's like it's genuinely, and I don't know if it's like his idea or it was the director's idea, which it might be the director because he likes the campy stuff a little bit more. And granted, like apparently Tom Hanks' performance is like really close to what the actual guy was like, which I guess good, but like I just didn't like his character. But Austin Butler is incredible in portraying Elvis, and it's like Timothy Chalamet. Like both of these actors got slack for like what they've done in the past or how they present themselves in public or whatever, and then they go into pretty much any movie they're in and they kill it
Yeah.
for that entire runtime. Like Wonka, and I know you haven't seen it or you've seen it. Neither of you have seen it, right?
No, not yet.
Everybody thought that movie was going to be dog ass, like from the beginning. Like the trailers didn't really help it. They were poorly cut. The movie came out. Timothy killed it. The music was awesome. It felt like Wonka again. And same thing happened with Pattinson and Batman. Like it's all these like
Yeah.
these
He got a lot
actors
of
that
flack
like
for that.
nobody realizes that like some actors,
Even Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck too, like they
Like way before Batman, like dude got flack.
like they start off and you know they might not pick the best roles or they might be in like a movie just to get by, get some credits under their name, and that's like Kristen Stewart right now. I just saw her new movie, The Love Lies
Oh,
Bleeding.
Yeah.
Good.
Unbelievably good.
Nice.
She kills it. The other girl in there kills
That's
it.
the like the strong woman thing, right, or something like that, or is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
a different one? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it. It's so good, and genuinely, like Kristen Stewart could get nominated for an Oscar on that movie. Like that's how good it is.
Good on her.
And all of these actors, like these new age actors, like Zendaya, whatever you got to say about her in this movie, she is a good actress.
Oh yeah.
Zendaya started off on Disney Channel. Austin Butler started off on Disney Channel. Timothy Chalamet is the scrawniest, basic looking white boy you could ever think of, and he killed it here. Batista, WWE, BS. You wouldn't have thought he'd kill it in here. Like all of these actors they've chosen are like from Dune 1 to Dune 2, they are people that you would not have expected to give this level of performance. Jason Momoa
Well,
is
except
another
Josh
big one.
Brolin.
But even Josh Brolin, like he didn't have the best reputation up until Thanos. Like he was, they
I mean,
did a. Do you know the movie Old Boy? Really good,
That's because people know the original.
And the original
is
is
fantastic.
unbelievable, and they remade Old Boy
The
with
new
Josh
Old
Brolin.
Boy is, especially the concept is,
Bad.
Garbage.
well, it's
You-
very off-putting.
Yeah.
It's extremely off-putting.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to get into it because it's not exactly the best thing to talk about for a podcast.
No. We can talk about
We'll save it
afterwards.
off.
Yeah. And if you want to Google it. But like, he didn't have a good reputation before Thanos, and then I think
Well, he was great in Sicario.
yeah, but that was like he had. at that was like his first movie post Old Boy that got like reviewed really well and that he got acclaim for. And it
Well, I guess everybody knows about Josh Brolin though, and
yeah.
I've never really seen him get flack, even for Old Boy.
Old Boy, I see, and granted, I like look at reviews and stuff all the time for it, but I think for the most part, there are a lot of like actors and actresses in these movies that are like kind of like winners. You know they're going to be good. Oscar Isaac killed it in
Yeah.
the very limited screen time he has.
Yeah,
Rebecca Ferguson, who's his mom,
she's
killed it.
fantastic.
killed it. The Baron Harkness, the big guy.
The Skarsgård.
Scary.
Yeah, Skarsgård.
So scary.
He's awesome in everything. Like
Yeah.
the Skarsgård family is so insanely talented.
Dominant. What a
they are-
dominant actor
And
family.
it borderline made me go like, why didn't they pick one of the Skarsgård boys
yes,
to
that
play
would've been
Austin
so
Butler's
cool.
character?
That would have been so cool.
Especially-
the guy who played it.
Yeah, he
That would've
looks
been
so
so
similar
cool.
to that would have been great. But I know he's doing horror stuff, so
Yeah.
he's doing his own thing. But everybody killed it. Even Leah Seydoux,
Who's that?
Which one
she
was
was
that?
the one that got pregnant by
Oh, yeah.
Austin Butler.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah, like they're
Uh,
all just sprinkled throughout. They kill it.
What's
and
his
they leave.
name? Lisan El Taib fanboy dude. Javier Bardem. Javier Bardem.
Yeah, no, I genuinely like this is this generation's, at least our age generation, Star Wars.
Yes.
Because we grew up with Star Wars, but it had already like had its stay. We're living in the moment of people loving this sci-fi epic
In real time.
Mm-hmm.
in real time. And like even, I mean, you compare it to Star Wars. Star Wars is goofy compared to Dune. Like it's
Oh yeah.
like I'm blown away that Dune has
It's way more politically driven than Star Wars.
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
and
you
the
can-
prequels are all politics.
Yeah.
you can feel the weight
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
all the decisions in Dune,
Yeah.
where like you kind of have to search for it in Star Wars.
Yeah. I think and we're getting close to the end. So I think the biggest thing that allowed these movies to succeed would have to be the director. If I'm being completely honest,
Dude, he's crushing it.
he
Yeah.
has never, ever missed. And I don't think he ever will.
He literally said, like, I won't guarantee the third movie until I know it is better than the last one.
Yeah. He also is like, he's like, I don't make movies for anyone besides myself. I read
Good.
Dune. He
Stay
grew
true to
up with
yourself.
Dune. He's like, I wanted to make the Dune that younger me reading Dune would have wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he set out to do. And he's like, I'm not going to make this movie if the studio comes in with any interference, if they try to chop stuff out. It has to be made this way.
And that's why it's good too, is
Yeah.
because he goes,
He did the
if
same thing
I
with Blade
want
Runner.
this to be good, and I want to see all this badass shit,
Trust me.
more people are gonna want to see it because they see the passion I'm putting into it to
And-
make it what it is.
That's honestly what I think is going wrong with like Marvel these days, is because you keep pulling in these super talented filmmakers, but you hire them on for the name alone
Right.
and for their movie to hit the dart on the dartboard. That's it. Like
And they're
Ant-Man.
not allowed to do what they want to do.
Yeah, like Eternals is a huge Chloe, I forget her full
Oh,
name.
huge director.
Yeah, huge director, just won an Oscar.
And her sequel gets scrapped.
Yeah, and Eternals 2 gets scrapped because they came
That's
in and they
rough.
like messed
I was
with
so
it.
fine with
Um,
Eternals, to be honest.
Captain Marvel.
No, Captain Marvel didn't have any directors that I knew of.
I think Eternals would have done a lot better if it just came out later. It came out way too soon.
It should have
and
been a show.
and people are like, "What's going on here? Like, why?"
It didn't set anything up that it didn't feel like it was part of the Marvel universe. That was
Yeah.
the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But what's the other one? Kenneth Branagh in the Thor movies. He's the mustachio guy from like Haunting in Venice and The Train, Murder on the Orient Express.
Who was he in Thor?
I don't know. I think he's one of Thor's friends. You don't know Kenneth Branagh? Look him up.
Not by name.
You definitely know him.
he's
He
one
was
of
also
Thor's
in Dunkirk. He was like the captain on the dock in Dunkirk.
Oh,
Oh,
Yes.
that guy?
Yeah.
Who was he in Thor?
Well, I know he directed at least
Oh, he
The
directed Thor?
first one or the second one. He did one. He might have done both.
oh yeah, he did direct the.
Oh, he's
first
the
one.
director.
I
Oh,
thought you meant like in a. Cast.
I thought he
I
played.
think he is in the cast. I'm pretty sure he is. I'm pretty sure he's one of the warriors. I could have sworn
That
he was
lights
in the
up.
movie.
I'm looking at the cast for the first one, so maybe she's not in the first one, but I'm not seeing it anywhere.
Either way.
Either
don't-
way.
Yeah. don't
Um,
matter.
They brought him in for Dark World. He's a talented director. Dark World is the Dark World. They wasted the actor that played the villain.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that Eccleston?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
He
yeah.
played,
for that too.
and he just didn't get enough screen time because the screen time he got, he was great.
Isn't that also the complaint for Christian Bale? And
Yeah.
1,000%,
Yeah.
dude.
But just to like continue, like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I really like it. However, it should have been better with the talent attached. The fact that they got Sam Raimi, who the only time he's ever missed is when a studio came in and said, we have to do this, and that's Spider-Man 3.
It's like whoever's running Marvel goes, we already have the script.
Yeah.
You
And I think
work with it.
you plug in the piece.
That's why
Yes.
people are like iffy on joining Marvel now, because they're like, I don't want I have a vision of something really cool. And it's the same way like Ryan Johnson doesn't want to come back and do his Star Wars trilogy. He was like, I had a vision for how this was going to go. They had not told me the plan of the third one. He knew what he wanted to do. And he's like, this would be a really cool place to take Star Wars. And then Disney and Ryan Johnson came in Rise of Skywalker and said, everything you set up, we're throwing in the garbage. We're going to do nostalgia bait. And I think Disney is just the biggest issue right now. They have so much interference in these stories that could be good. The last Indiana Jones movie is a big old thing right there.
It's not good at all.
I think it's I'd say
They
it's
did
like
the nostalgia thing. They're
it's
trying to,
tied
like-
with the fourth one. It's tied with Crystal Skull.
Out of 10, what would you give it?
6.
6.
It's watchable.
I don't even remember what happens.
Yeah, it is it's not a memorable
I
movie.
remember nothing
No,
of
it's
that
a-
movie besides
You can watch
besides
it.
Indy is in it.
Yeah.
That's
You can
all I
watch
know.
it. You can have a good time. There's some cool action sequences, but like the director of that was the director of Ford versus Ferrari, Logan,
Oh, such a good movie.
like-
such a good movie.
Wow.
310 to You, like all these huge, incredibly well done movies. And then
3 billboards.
no, that's Martin McDonagh, and he will never do a Marvel movie. I guarantee that.
That's why I love the Infinity Saga is because all the movies had like their own feel to, at least most of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Had their own feel to them, but they were still attached in the MCU.
They were focused on the story of the story they were trying to tell instead of like
Because they were
the
only
overarching
attaching
story.
universe where it was necessary.
You're
and
right.
that was it.
Yes.
But now they're like everything has to be attached always, and that's
Yeah.
the first priority, period. So like
Yeah.
Ant-Man, that was obviously the first priority, was using it as a setup.
The only one that did it well and was really good was Loki.
And Shang-Chi.
Well, again, they only really attached
I
it when
just-
it was needed.
Yeah.
They did what we just said. Like,
Yeah.
they focused on the
They
story
just-
of Shang-Chi, and then at the end, they were like, by the way, Shang-Chi he's in now.
I really do think they need to
Good movie.
use just. This is a last nerdy comment. They need to use the next Avengers movie to reset the universe. They need to start fresh on Marvel because nobody gives a
Totally.
shit right now.
Yeah.
Like, bring
Because-
back new Iron Man and
Yeah,
Captain
yeah.
Cap and stuff.
Redo it or say
Or
like
just-
we're in a new universe now. Like use Secret Wars to be like everybody you love is dead. We're in a new universe now, and maybe bring back some of these guys much later down the line. But
Maybe
like
Doctor Strange
he'll-
turns back time in the new universe
Yeah.
so that
anything,
you can build it back up to something.
They need a rebuild up. They
that would
need
also. Sorry, go ahead.
well. They
Finish.
just we're kind of getting at the end, but they just need. They need me to care about some of the characters again, and
Yeah.
they can't when the stakes have already been set to the max.
Yeah.
And
You
now
can't-
there is no stakes.
Yeah, like there's
Exactly.
there's
because of the multiverse.
yeah.
But I would actually really like for them to do that too, because then if this was ever going to happen, the DCU is at its beginning again.
Yeah.
So like if it were to happen,
That would be the best chance.
that would be the best chance for them to be like, hey, this is where we're going in the next couple of years. For the DCU people and the MCU people to talk every once in a while and be like, hey, this is where we're going in the next few years. Make sure you try to line something up so that eventually we could fucking fight. And like
That'd
that
be
would
sick.
be incredible.
That'd be amazing. That'd be so amazing.
Yeah.
It would start so many fights.
Dude,
So many debates, dude.
you would be like, what was that huge bar fight about? Man, they asked about Batman and Iron Man, buddy. I don't know.
Oh my god.
All right.
I think that was the longest we've like stayed on topic for a film.
Yeah, because
Oh,
it was
yeah,
a
yeah.
fantastic
I
movie. That
I
you
told
bu-
these
that
guys
you
beforehand I had a
thought-
topic for them. We're not even going to talk about the topic.
We haven't even talked about it yet.
We're
I
not
only
even-
heard from
yeah.
this guy.
Yeah.
I was
But anyway,
fucking- that's a Nutella level opinion, dude.
so this is definitely our longest episode yet. Apologies ahead of time if you like time yourself
Go
to these
see Dune
episodes.
2. I hope
Definitely
you
go
didn't
see
listen to the
Dune 2.
spoilers.
Um,
Dune 2 is a fantastic movie. Watch the
and
first one.
in honor of Dune, what I would like you to do,
I'm scared.
What I would like you to do.
pick your favorite character from Dune
Okay.
and say their line
I was already thinking that. In Quacks?
in Quacks.
Oh, that's going to be so difficult, though.
I'm trying to remember any lines.
Do we say the line and then say the quack, or say the quack and then the line? You see what I'm saying?
I think
So like say the quack and then like this is what that.
I was just gonna
line-
quack in.
What, and sing song?
I gotta write it down. I need to get this. So you. Hang on.
I'm just gonna sing the lady song. In Quack. Quack, quack, quack.
I'm not gonna be able to do the. Hang on.
Quack.
Okay. Just a test on the side.
I don't know my line.
Whacking on game. That's all I got.
Oh, I know what that is.
What the fuck? What was-
It's Lisan Al-Taib.
oh.
Whacking on what? What? Just turn really sharply.
Don't go me yet. I don't.
I liked
have
your
one.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, do
Alright.
it.
I did it already.
Quack 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 quack.
You're stealing his quack.
No, I did it already.
He's being a pansy.
Yeah, I did it already. Gave me
Oh,
huge
man.
Wonder Woman vibes though every time that song came out.
I don't know if mine's gonna be.
Why big Wonder Woman?
Oh,
of
because
how
of just
that
the yell.
song just got blurted out sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
but it was
picturing
insane, though.
like huge Wonder Woman.
Oh.
But it made sense in Dune.
Oh
It
no, I
doesn't
know.
Yeah.
exactly make sense in
I
Wonder
know.
Woman.
And they don't use it all the time in Dune too.
Right.
They did it what?
They don't
twice?
overuse it.
Yeah. All right.
I'm more curious on the line.
Yeah, you're not. You're probably not gonna get it. So I'll say it after.
I won't look. I won't look.
Quack 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 quack. I can't see. That's so bad. That's so bad. But I was trying to say I'm Paul Muad'Dib Atreides. I couldn't. That's why I kept saying the line. I go, how am I gonna turn that into a quack?
Hang on. Wait.
What? What is this? What?
Quack quack quack. Quack and
Oh.
quacka.
Oh, quack!
I hope my knife chips and shatters.
May thy blade chip and shatter.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right. Well, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Definitely go see Dune 2.
Yes.
Um,
Watch the first one first, please.
Yeah, and I think I spun the spinner already. Fernando is picking next week, so look
Oh,
forward to that
cool.
if you've seen that list. And thanks for watching, listening, smelling.
Thank you. Goodbye.